What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Starlight Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 194, being recorded on January 25th, 2023. I am your host, Darth Moocher. I've got Scott Solo here with me.
What's up, nerds?
Grand Admiral Franz.
Howdy, everybody.
Bootleg Joe.
Hey, yo.
And from one podcast to another, Ernie the Fallen Fett.
Hey, guys, what's up?
What's
Literally
going down?
no time in between.
No, there is no break for you.
And we got Darth Moocher. How you doing, Mooch?
Oh, I thank you very much. I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I'm doing
Nobody
well.
says
I'm
hi
ready
to you or ask how you are. You know?
They don't do it.
Nobody cares.
I do.
I'll take the
I care.
honesty.
I also
I
need some
care.
more stands. But I'm just saying, I was wondering how you're doing.
I got you.
How's it going?
Only when you need something. I got you. Oh my goodness. So before we get into all the good Star Wars talk that we do have, we do want to shout out our Patreons. So Scott, if you have that up, why don't you go ahead and take that?
Wow, I do have it up. Thanks, Marco. Wow.
But okay.
I know. Sorry. So, thank you to all of our Patreon patrons. Without you, we wouldn't look as good as we do. Do you see that fresh hat on Bootleg Joe's head? That fresh hat is not because of you, but I'd like to make you all think it's because of you. So thank you all very much for
Dang,
all
I
of
got
your
excited.
support.
I was like, we're getting hats? Yeah. I was like, dude, Johnny.
We do have a fresh stack of business cards coming our way, thanks to our Patreon crew. So thanks,
There
guys.
we go. There we go. Hats will be next time.
Hats, yeah. So special shout out though to Eric Grubb, Nicholas Schaefer, Ryan and the Star Joes, Cliff, Don and Brady of the Escape Pod podcast on the Red 5 Network, Flavy Davy, formerly of the Nerds with Attitude podcast, Don the Dad Dorn, Mervine, Gavin Connor of the All Cure Holy Hour podcast, who will not be watching tonight because he's vacationing in beautiful Costa Rica right now.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
Must be nice.
Well then.
Wow.
Oh,
Hey.
priorities.
Endless summer.
I know, right? What's up with that? Special shout out also to Brandon and Anya Epler, AJ from the Forbidden Panel, and our little buddy fanboy Mike. Don't give that boy whiskey. He goes wild.
No. Disclaimer.
No.
Don't give
Just like-
that boy
Don't do it.
anything.
If you're interested in joining our Patreon crew and taking part in Bad Batch Bingo, which is exclusive to our Patreon members, the link is down below. Patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest podcast and donate a couple of bucks. And you too could possibly win something really cool. We don't know what it is just yet, but it'll be cool.
It will be
We should
cool.
probably work that out at some point.
Yeah, we got like
I'll do it tomorrow.
11 more episodes to work that out with. 11 more weeks, give or take, because there are a couple double episodes in there. But Scott, you're shouting out everybody as our Patreons because we love them. But there's also our pit being digested as we speak. So don't stop there.
I won't stop there. We've got Don the Dad Dorn in there. Hey, Dad, what's up? We've got Santo1414, Bootleg Joe, who's, he's just kind of right there, but he's also kind of
chilling.
there, just chilling. We've got Gordon in there. We also have Mando Mike popping in saying hi. Get back to work, man.
I'm telling
Yeah.
him.
I know. I'm going to call his boss and say, hey, he's hanging out in the Sarlacc Digest.
It's got
Which
a
is probably
time
more fun than
stamp
work.
on it. It's come on.
I
Yeah.
know, right? We've got Gordon in there, Matt Logic 44, Papa Schmitty, and Eric Alfred Abel. What's up, everybody?
Awesome.
And Rick Jones is in the pit.
Rick Jones.
Rick Jones.
Jones.
That's funny.
Rick Jones, snitch.
Rick Jones.
All right, guys. So, of course, we're going to break down the Bad Batch episode 5. I think we're in there pretty soon here. But before we got to go into that, is anybody going to Star Wars Celebration Europe? Anybody? Ernie,
Pass.
You're not
Yeah.
going.
I got invited to, I get to bring out Filoni and Favreau.
Oh, dude.
So I'm going to fly out for
Nice.
the day. I'll let you guys know how it goes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was kind of getting like Joan. I was having like withdrawals of a Star Wars Celebration because that is happening in Europe, right? And I was kind of getting like I start seeing the guest list. I'm like, you know what? I want to go. I want that to be a thing. Like every year, we go to Anaheim where we're at and do that. And I was kind of getting a little jealous, but I'm happy for it.
We get every couple years. It's fine.
Yeah, we
don't
do.
need to do every year.
When's
It's
the next time
cool.
it comes to Anaheim?
I don't know.
Probably a couple years.
Yeah.
Well, Europe at the end of this one, they'll announce the next one, and
It'll probably be
if-
East Coast though.
yeah, if it's their
Yeah,
track record, it'd
yeah.
be Florida, Chicago. They kind of have this triangle: Chicago, Florida, LA, or Anaheim, like right around that area. So, if you haven't got a chance to, any of our European listeners, go. You have to go. It's the best time you'll have, as far as like being a Star Wars fan and just geeking out. I kind of am expecting, because we kind of get a little tidbits here and there. Things are starting to heat up in the theatrical markets and filming wraps and stuff like that. And I'm kind of expecting, in the celebration news, like an announcement, like the theatrical slate. I think we mentioned before that the next movie was slated for 2025. Chris mentioned that I guess they have it now as every 2 years, or it seems like every 2 years, like 2025.
Yeah, Disney put their
27.
slate up through 2028, and there were 2 Star Wars films on it. 25.
Yeah, and it just says movie or theatrical release, right?
Yeah.
So we don't know what those are, if they're standalones or series.
There's those
of whatever.
couple
Come on,
rumored
Ryan
ones
Johnson
going out,
movies.
right? Yeah, and we know it's not that, right? Because he's busy doing other stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
he even said recently he doesn't even know if that's going to happen. He's open to it, but doesn't even know if that's going to happen.
Hey, if he keeps
right.
making those Knives Out movies, cool.
Yeah,
Those movies are
he-
great.
That's
a
what
little
that's what
niche.
his next one is. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. So like when Chris told me that, I was like, you know what? Like then I think like I said, pay attention to Europe, Celebration Europe, and maybe we'll get something of a theatrical thing. But again, we've always sit with the caveat of have it in production, have something on the desk ready to go. Not like we're thinking about doing this and get us all excited, and then when the show gets canceled or moved or postponed because of scheduling, it just makes everything look bad. So I'm hoping that they learned their lesson on that front.
What's the time difference there?
8 hours, something like that.
So like if they have panels and stuff over there, so what
Oh.
time would it be over here?
Yeah, I'm sure. Like
Oh, to
it'd be
watch
like
the
3.
stuff?
Like we'd have to wake up in the morning and find out what news happened. I'm sure StarWars.com will have the live thing going on and everything. So
They're 8 hours ahead.
StarWars.com pissed me off today because I got an
Uh-oh.
email from StarWars.com and it was saying that it was showing the art
yeah.
for Mando season 3, and I was like,
the key
oh,
art.
yeah,
That's
No,
a
but
great
all it's-
segue, actually, Ernie.
all it showed was the poster art. That's all I saw, and they
Oh.
were talking about how look at Grogu next to the Mando, and I was like, what the hell is this? That and I was like, what is this, dude? Like, I thought we were gonna see some new pictures or something today.
right. I think this is gonna be like the splash screen on Disney Plus, the banner maybe, and it'll say Mando 3. Like, is that what this is? Scott and I were having this discussion, and just kind of like picking this apart left and right. It just does
We're
not.
artists. It's
It
what we do.
just doesn't. It doesn't sit right.
No, literally,
me-
it's not sitting right. There's something wrong with the pose. It looks lifeless. It just.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautifully painted with technique, but the life drawing is not there.
Yeah.
And
The gesture is not there.
Grogu
No.
looks perfect.
Yeah, Grogu's
Grogu-
actually really good on this.
But Din there, I mean, it's like if you look at his right shoulder, it's all hiked up and his head's sitting kind of awkwardly, and it's almost like they've dislocated his shoulders. So you make sure you could see the signet on his pauldron, and
Yeah.
his right hand doesn't really look like it's gripping the gun. It looks like a piece of art where somebody is drawn holding a gun. It doesn't look like a person
Well,
holding a gun.
Well, let's think
Right.
about this. Let's think about
Yeah.
this. Everything we always see is kind of done in a action figure pose or a cartoon pose, and we think of how somebody should look cool when they're making a move like this, right? Maybe they actually had a stuntman make the move, pause it, and paint it, and this is how somebody actually would look in a
Yeah.
situation
Good
where
point.
you're getting thrown backwards and blasting and kind of trying to tuck
Yeah.
him in. Maybe
No,
it kind of
100
throws it off that way, where it's not something where it
Yeah.
would look like it wouldn't be my cool pose on my
Yeah.
statue. But
No,
this-
100%, Chris.
Yeah.
100%. But when I used to take art classes, that we saw have a debate of like, you know, people would say, draw what you see, and I was kind of like, well, I mean, there's such thing as dynamics and posing and energy and having something like, you know, like comic book artists do this a lot. They take a reference and then they pose them out in the superhero pose, kind of more over the top stuff. And you're right, Chris, this might be an actual representation of this stunt or whatever, painted one by one, like one for one kind of deal. And, you know, again, it's visually, like, or aesthetically, it probably is 100% correct. Visually, you know, this is what we got to start at. So.
Yeah, it feels like it feels like a painting I would see of like some kind of religious icon. It doesn't feel like Star Wars. I swear to God, it feels like it's he's in an action pose, but he's like, you know, it's like Jesus with a helmet and a gun flying backwards with Grogu in his hands. It's not.
Are you saying I should get this on a blanket?
I think so.
Yeah,
I should get this
print
on
it
a
off
blanket.
and put it
Jesus flying with the,
put on some candles.
We need Michael Bay to do that movie with Jesus now.
Oh no,
it'll happen.
But anyway, yeah.
But
so,
you know what it also looks like is this big fad with the AI painting stuff. Like if I were to say, hey, AI paint Mando flying backwards with a jetpack and an explosion with Grogu in his arm, that's what the AI would draw. You know.
Yeah. We'll have to do like a Moocher's Monday segment on Star Wars art and key art and concept and the visual guides and stuff like that, and kind of compare and contrast this to the other stuff. The reason why I think Scott says this because there's standards, there's Star Wars standards, right? And always Star Wars always,
and then there's everybody else. You know, it's
that's the problem.
I see. Whenever I'm drawing, I have a problem doing action poses too, and making them look realistic or making them look like there's real movement there. Whenever I draw an action pose, it turns out looking like that, and I think that's the problem I have. Is it's like this looks like something I would do.
Yeah,
just painted better. But it just there's a lack of life to it that is kind of.
I'm not agreeing to saying it's something you would do. I'm saying I'm saying
when I do it, I try to get my 5 lines in a good angle, right there, and then the one circle for the head and little lines for the arms and feet, and I think that does really well. So anything I agree. You guys all do is way better than my.
That's bullshit. The first step. But yeah, the Grogu is epic though, and I went to I was at Disneyland this past Sunday, and I got to see Mando and Grogu, and and for some reason I saw Mando, I'm like, oh cool, and Grogu was obstructed, and then people were walking him back and forth, and then I got a glimpse of his head, and I was just kind of like a kid. I swear, I was referred like, oh my God, I saw Grogu, I saw him. And then everybody walking by saying Baby Yoda was really infuriating me because it's a name, it's Baby Grogu. Everybody, Baby Grogu. Say it with, like in Disneyland.
Not
I want
even
to tell
baby,
them, like,
just Grogu.
Yeah, but I mean,
50 years old.
Exactly. Stop saying Baby Yoda now at this point. It's been a while. So, but anyway, it was so funny how like stuff like that kind of gets us back to. I saw him. I saw a little fuzz hair on his head because I barely saw his head. And I was like, I got to see Grogu today. So that was fun.
Awesome. I still haven't seen that thing in person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He was out for a while, too. Still no Boba. I still haven't seen Boba Fett or Fennec, but Mando and Grogu, I finally got to witness that. And it looks, cool. And it's fantastic, man. Like, it really is cool.
I like it a lot. It's a very well done animatronic for being in that bag.
Yeah.
Whoever controls him does an amazing job.
Yeah.
Boba looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Mando looks really, really good.
Yeah.
And the ones who play Fennec Shan, they do a great job too. Yeah.
They act the part really well too.
Correct, because they really have to get into that character because they don't have the helmet. She doesn't walk around with her helmet or anything.
Right.
So it really is playing into the part, and she does it well. Whoever gets the player that day, we got to go up to her and say, "Be honest, Boba really doesn't want the job, right? I mean, like you're just playing this dude, right? I mean, come on, and see how she.
She's like, I make $18 an hour. Go away.
Go away.
Leave me alone, sir." Face.
And as Marco goes towards her, she's already looking at me. Ernie, I told you 300 feet.
Paperwork.
Marco has a question.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be here.
Yeah, Gordon is funny. Gordon saw Boba last time. He's at Galaxy's Edge. He was in total character. He had no time for photos. He said he was really busy. I got to witness, and I remember back in. I mean, just real fast. I don't want to get into like a whole Disney. We'll let Journey take that thing. But I remember cast like all kinds of characters posing. Being nice to character and stuff. When you see Mickey walk, he's walking. I mean, he is like mowing over kids, waving at him, but like bumping into him, and cast members are pulling kids away. All these characters are like
flying all
I'm
over.
just thinking in my head.
Yeah, seriously, they are like they've got to get to point A and B for obvious whatever. But it's like no time. And I've seen Star Wars characters do that too. I've seen that too, where they just walk in and to just keep going because I guess they just don't want that crowd and whatnot.
That's one of my main gripes with Galaxy's Edge is when you see the characters, it's like they just hurry up and get out. It's like, well, what's the point of you guys coming out then if you're just gonna not interact with nobody? You're just gonna hurry up and beeline across the park.
I haven't experienced that. Especially for the stormtroopers.
The only one I haven't experienced that with is Chewbacca. Chewbacca interacts, but everyone else, like the stormtroopers, everyone else, they just blow right past you.
The only one I've had that didn't interact with me at all was Boba. Everybody else was they took part in whatever storyline was happening, and if you acted like you were part of that storyline, they were all there. They were ready.
Yeah, that's my thing. If you're going to stop and try and get them for a picture, it's a total no. Like, hey, can I get a picture or anything like that? You need to come off and start with the, I love bounty hunters, or I was bounty hunting here today too, or anything
right
like that. The First Order, I can't wait to sign up and join. And then you have to start the interaction, not the, hey, can we get a selfie? Can I get anything like that? Because then they tend to talk to you more. Now, when you're done with that and your crowd is there, hold it up real quick and snap it after, and they will like a little bit, but
it's a flyby selfie. It's just
I told Fanick, I was like, may I take a scan, please? And she's like, of course. And it wasn't a photo, it was a scan with my data pad. So
but I do get you, Joe, because when there is a big crowd that starts too, it is we got to get out of here, or they're walking around. Of course. Yeah. But you do got to try and break that first with them, and be the character as well too. Yeah. And then it might help out a little bit better.
It feels so silly because that part of the park seems like so small. Like, where are they running to? Right? Like, why do you have to? Why can you only be out for 5 minutes or less? Right? Yeah. Just hang out. It's a small ass area.
Yeah.
Actually,
I was surprised that
it is the largest land in all of Disneyland. It has the most acreage of all the lands in Disney. Yes.
Maybe it just feels smaller because it's condensed.
The shopping zone is like condensed right there.
Yeah. Maybe that's.
Well, I know the Mando. He was out for a while and he was making his rounds for the shopping and coming out, and he had a crowd with him. But of course, everybody's Grogu. It's all about Grogu. It's all about Baby Yoda. I do want to just kind of touch base on this. I don't know if Chris heard about this, or he might have brought us in the chat about Lars Mikkelsen denying the Thrawn rumors. Like, I was never approached to play Thrawn, and
he said, I haven't received the offer, but I suppose I'd be open to it, which is normal.
Is that
actor,
PR?
Yeah.
Or is that
at this point, yeah, I think so. I think he's pulling a move where they always say no, and then all of a sudden they're going to be there because he's supposed to be the surprise, but he's not a surprise. So why are we dealing with this?
Thrawn is nowhere in any kind of promotional things, not mentioned in anything. Just the mention in Mando too. So is that just is that just PR to just nothing to see here until something's to be seen?
It's just
we heard this stuff about Matt Smith, and that's what we heard about the thing about like Matt Smith was supposed to play young Palpatine, right? And Rise, and it didn't come to fruition. So it's like kind of like that.
That's because they changed him. Maybe that's because they changed him to play Thrawn, and maybe Mikkelsen's telling the truth here because Smith is Thrawn, and he was actually they put him as young Palpatine. You know what? We don't want you here. We want you to be blue.
And Gordon's right. Liam Neeson is the same 100% thing. Now, I'm not. I would I would love to come back. but no one's asked me to come back, and that's how we're taking it, right? That's how we're taking.
That's how we have to take it right now, because and they're being such a weird thing to hide that casting.
It is, right? Like you would think. I mean, that's not. I think we would all cheer. I don't think it'd be shocking if Thrawn wasn't in the Ahsoka series. It'd be if he wasn't mentioned in anything moving forward. That would be the disappointing thing.
Unless the trick is he's not making his debut in the Ahsoka series, he's making it in Mando 3, and we're going to get a shock in there somewhere. Same time frame, same universe. Why not?
Right.
Cross paths. So, and again, 'cause I still think
it.
Yeah. So
at this point, dude, with Book of Boba Fett being the best and most important part of the show in this Mandoverse, it would be weird for no mention Ahsoka wise or anything going to the Ahsoka story, how everything is kind of tied together right now, right? I would find that weird if by the end of season 3 and there isn't, because giving us all this big buildup, meeting each other, doing stuff, like how could you not?
They've done a good job in the past. Why stop now? Right?
Yeah.
Like
there you go.
Like Luke Skywalker, Ahsoka, all these epic reveals and epic things that Mando 1, 2, and Book of Fett did. Why stop now? I would love like Mando 3 to do it. I would love Ahsoka to do it. And Skeleton Crew would just finish filming too. Just finished filming. That I would love them all to have these kind of epic things that propel other stories and these
big galactic event that makes them all need to fight together against something, and that's what needs to happen. And then I really want to get to the point where Boba meets Luke and Ahsoka, and we get to this point where they have to reconcile everything that's ever happened whether it be through the Clone Wars or through Return of the Jedi.
I want to love a de-aged Harrison Ford Han Solo confronting Boba Fett.
We don't even know if they know each other really well. Besides,
there's the chance, right? There's the chance. I mean, he's the one who hit the jetpack and made him fall into the Sarlacc in the first place. So it's like, I would love that.
Have you seen that new one for the new now? I mean, we've had the Solo 2, make Solo 2 happen and like that. So now what's going around Twitter is there is a brand new fan art poster for Solo 2. And it just has Boba Fett starship behind it, big, and him staring up at it, saying that this has to happen, and he's in the cockpit.
I would love it.
I would too. I would be down for it if we got all our old stories or a new one of how these two know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny because like this past week, from last week to this week, I've been seeing a lot of chatter, about Alan Ehrenreich and Daisy Ridley, all these people saying, yeah, I would love to come back, or like that would be cool to reprise or whatever. And I'm like, why now? Right? It's like, of course, our wheels get spinning, like we get goosebumps. We're like, oh yeah, let's go, let's continue.
It's because some jackass like us asked a question and they answered it in a truthful manner, or one that wasn't going to be all rude. And they were, oh yay, we got the answer we wanted.
I saw Daisy Ridley reply to somebody saying, well, I am looking for work right now, so I.
She also is in the Star Wars news saying that she's praising the Acolyte. She's praising and she's given like advice to the female characters and like kind of like, this is what to expect from Star Wars, and it's not all good. No,
buckle up,
be
baby.
Careful. But buckle up, baby. But she's also, like I said, getting a little more interactive, and I don't mind. I don't mind it at all. We talked about a movie being set after the sequels, maybe one movie to bridge whatever. There goes my battle damage start.
It's even more battle damaged.
Yeah. So I'm excited about the chatter that's out there. That's all. And Solo 2. Okay, I'm excited about Daisy Ridley's chatter. I'm excited about Alan. It's Alan Emmerich, right?
Alden Ehrenreich.
Or whatever. Okay. What I'm not excited about is
I want Solo to come back.
You want not Harrison Ford to be there. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
What I'm not excited about is the Ewan McGregor chatter about still wanting to reprise Obi-Wan, and it's not because we don't want him as Obi-Wan. We don't. It's the fact that the series to us doesn't need it. It was perfect. It was perfect. It was a 100% perfect bookend. Let's not
We got around the Luke issue perfectly. We got to meet Leia.
We did.
It explains why they named him Ben. The only hope. The last time he sees him on the Death Star, everything has changed now because of that show.
Yeah,
right.
It's not instead of Anakin or Vader. Yeah,
so many cool things.
The whole thing about like Anakin, what I told you was true from a certain point of view. That Darth Vader would killed your father, and then.
Because he said it to him.
Yeah, he said it to him.
Yeah,
right? So,
beautiful.
I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, don't take this the wrong way, McGregor. Please, we love you. Just that Kenobi 2, in the sense that we are thinking a Kenobi 2 can go, doesn't need it. I don't know where your head is in. If it's an adventure off that has nothing to do with Darth Vader or whatever, I still don't think we need it. This just live out the next 10 years observing and let's get to A New Hope.
Yeah, or show up as a Force ghost somewhere here. I mean, we've got the Mando 3.
Oh God, yeah.
Bring him back as the Kenobi Force ghost talking to Grogu or talking to Luke with Grogu. Holy shit! Could you imagine?
Luke is there going, "Geez, Obi-Wan, you look good."
Right?
Yeah.
And you know what? They would make him up to look gray like Luke would remember, right? But we would I know it's not Alec Guinness, but we would accept it. I'd accept it.
Yes.
And to know that you had Mark Hamill playing Luke with Ewan McGregor playing Obi-Wan with Grogu. I'd lose my shit. That'd be the best.
Yeah.
That'd be the best series, no matter what, in my opinion. Just with that.
Hayden Christensen playing Anakin.
Yeah, just in the background, angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, with
it's not my kid.
We want you to come back. We want you in Star Wars, like full on. But I don't think a Kenobi Part 2 can do anything
necessary.
More than what you just gave us with the first. And again, this as a standalone series, it made our day. I don't know if we need any more there.
Yeah.
Unless you're in like a I don't know what other Disney Plus series are in that time frame could be, though Obi-Wan can interact
That's a neat show because you know what? There's a lot of negative in Kenobi, and it caught a lot of negative shit, right?
Sure.
But we just look back on it right there with like perfect glasses.
Oh yeah,
we just loved that show and forgot all the negatives. And that's how all the shows should be, but they're not, right?
Well,
we look back on that one pretty positively.
Yeah, and it's just like our prequel talk. We look back on it and we can talk epic, like look what the prequels did for the story and how epic it was, but we overlook all the cringe factors or the cheesiness on it and stuff.
Do?
And
I do.
I don't remember. I don't remember that.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like
you weren't here, but we all voted, and it was.
Okay.
So we decided that we all, as a group, had to just deal with it.
What if they did like not another season, not a season 2, but if they did like a 1 or 2 episode thing of him communing with Qui-Gon,
like a mini movie?
I think
like
people would be bored
episodes
out of their minds and complain about it the entire time. No matter how much cool shit they say, if there's not lightsabers drawn and dueling and stuff like that, or some kind of action.
Not if you have some kind of flashbacks.
Put that in Tales from the Jedi too.
Yeah.
I think we'll get that more animated stuff. That's a good point there.
Yeah, I like to see that in like a continuation of Tales from the Jedi, a Qui-Gon Obi-Wan communing and whatnot.
I mean, they could do like maybe a movie. I think I brought this up whenever it ended. If they were going to do, instead of a season 2, do a movie or something like that, where they had that comic where he and Owen were back to back protecting the homestead from the Sand People,
right.
And then not only that, but then Darth Maul shows up and the whole bit. I mean, they could do something like that, but the
live action Rebels episode.
Yeah.
They could end it with that. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. And here's the thing too. I'm sure if they did a Kenobi season 2, I'm sure that we'd be like, oh, this is awesome.
No, they won't do anything cool that we just talked about. They'll just wreck it, and then we'll be mad. So leave it.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Leave it because people are going to want more confrontation with Vader and Kenobi and more interaction with Leia. So I think they did it.
Yeah, when's Darth Vader showing up? Shut up.
Exactly.
We can't have him fighting him every 3 hours because they're not supposed to see each other that much.
Exactly. Oh man. So there's the skeleton crew. It's getting exciting. So I think we should transition over to Bad Batch.
Oh,
while
speaking
we've got,
of exciting.
Yeah. I know we're going to
Segue.
go over the bingo. We're going to go over the bingo. So all our patrons that have their bingo cards out pretty soon here, Scott will go over all the marks and see if this episode matched what we all
if we
expect
got a bingo
from the Bad Batch.
Will we have a bingo today? Let's find out.
Right now. Woo! Our transition is there. The Bad Batch breakdown. All right, everybody in the pit, get your comments in. If you have seen the Bad Batch episode,
Looking at Saber Smith with the pre-med. Sorry,
Everybody's taking it. I'm pre-med already.
Every episode, I'm pre-med at Omega.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Eyes roll. Well, here he goes, guys. I watched it at midnight. Like I always do. I stay up late anyway, so I might as well just kind of like just watch it.
God bless you, sir. I don't know.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm up anyway. But I had to tell myself 5 minutes in, this is the norm. Just sit and just enjoy. Just try to enjoy the series. Just
for what it is.
Thank you, Scott. For what it is. And as soon as I did that, I had fun with it. It's not anything groundbreaking. Now we'll go into all the specifics and stuff. And here's my hope, though. And maybe you guys agree or disagree, whatever. But I hope this isn't a filler. I hope this comes around full circle somehow, some way later on. I don't know if it will, but that's what I'm hoping. Like for example, I was really hoping that the technology that they had in this thing. I know I'm jumping, but I just want to get it out there. I really hope it was a tie-in to like Rakata. Ancient Rakata technology, that brought the Star Wars technology to fruition. I was hoping that they would kind of go in and delve into it. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but my hope it is that it's going in full circle. So.
It kind of feels that way since you jumped right in. And it just happens because I was fresh in my head, and I don't want my whole talk to be around Fallen Order, right? But they had that Zepho stuff and the Tomb Guard and all of these things, and
look it
and Dialga. Right up there, but the
gotta
technology,
catch them all, baby. Gotta catch them all.
But the Tomb Guard and the Zephos and everybody had this kind of same head looking thing, right? We know they're an ancient force type, It seems like it all seems to be matching up, maybe made by the same type of people or the same thing. But it's all reminiscent of that stuff, and the same technology, like the lasers coming out of the chest came out of that thing's under eyes or mouth or whatever, same type of thing. But yeah, total ripoff of a Pokemon there.
Joey, how excited were you for you to have a kaiju in Star Wars?
Well, that was probably the only part I liked about the whole episode.
I was, the monster, the cave monster that they were chasing, like that was in there, and it at first I thought it had represented like the Rakata. Now, I figure everybody, the ancient Rakata is like this oblong head with the eyes underneath their mouth kind of deal. It's
almost like a Mon Calamari, but not.
Yeah, it's a weird looking thing, and I was like, at first glance, I'm like, oh, look, maybe that creature, maybe there was a tie-in, right? Like that's what I'm. This is where this show's got me. It's got me stretching things to really kind of like hope and go for it. But
really, sorry. Can you hit Gordon's mention right there and then roll back to a text I hit you on earlier today?
Which one? The compass?
Yes. Let's use this compass to navigate to the treasure, or if you get blocked by a cave-in, just take the alternate route. I hit Marco earlier. It's really bugging me that she had to take this thing to get in and get around after that cave-in, and yet they all get there at the same time. It doesn't make any sense. What was the point of that whole process? And that's what Marco told me this morning. He's well, I'm just having to try to enjoy this, okay? And I'm like, all right, man. I felt bad. I'm like, I'm not going to talk to you about it no more. I'm out. I didn't know if anybody else had watched it, but I knew he had, so I'm like, I started bitching about it.
No, that's what I get my text.
What's that?
How many more treasure hunts do they got to go through where they go through it and they come back empty-handed?
Hey, you shut your damn mouth, man. This was a great Indiana Jones episode.
Oh, it was all indie.
Yeah, but Indiana Jones came back with something.
Music.
Yeah.
No, he usually loses it. I mean, he
lost
the
with
arc,
cobwebs on
he
his
lost
hat,
the
at least
grail.
something.
He lost the Shankara stones. I mean, Indiana Jones is not good at this. He lost the cross.
But he came back. But the thing is, every adventure he went on, he never came back empty-handed. He came back empty-handed on some of them.
Usually with women, he'd come back, and even
But
then
not
they
a lot of
then they'd leave.
They come back with nothing.
Yeah. That's why I was hoping this will come back later as something.
Women.
To be fair, only Indiana Jones
And a child.
he didn't come back with the chalice. That's it. The Grail. He came back with the
also-
Ark. The Ark was in the museum.
No, the Ark was taken from him. The
yeah,
Ark
but
taken.
but he's responsible for it to go into the museum. The
Came back
Shakara
with his
stones
wife.
were returned.
Shut up, Mike.
But he didn't get to keep them and get money for them. He never got
Well,
paid
no,
for
but-
any of this stuff. And
but
that's
he said,
fortune and glory.
Right.
Never
The
popped.
Shakara
Never-
stones weren't there for him to take it. He was getting it back to the village. It wasn't to go into the museum. So
Okay, that's
he
fair.
did succeed in that.
But he came back with all the kids and he freed all the
Yeah,
slaves.
well,
So
that was a
not
side
empty-handed.
quest.
Oh, that was the other thing that I put. I'm so tired. Well, at least nobody. We're all over the place in this episode. Well,
Hey,
at
let's
least
go.
at
I
least
mean,
nobody
let's go
can
with the
ever
episode.
activate it. Shut up! It was in a junkyard going to be destroyed. Nobody knew what it was. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, I'm glad we came on this adventure and almost died because we stopped it from being activated. You're the only idiots that would have ever come. Here.
As more as like I know we just started talking about this. I really hate this episode.
and I don't hate it. Oh, but yeah, you're right. As we talk about
something,
man.
You know something? I was trying to enjoy it. I was trying to sit back. Now that you said this and the alternate routes and Wanda Sykes' character, what's her name? Fee?
Yeah.
Fee.
Which is just Sid.
She took Sid's place, just bashing the Bad Batch left and right by insulting him left and right. And I'm sitting there going,
they're trying to endear her to the crew, so when she betrays them, like Sid's gonna betray them ultimately, it's just gonna be that much worse.
Yeah.
You could see it coming a mile away.
Yeah, I mean, she had
And
good points about
Sabersmith.
piracy and stuff, but
Sabersmith, the indie music cues too. Absolutely.
this was an homage to Indiana Jones, big time.
Not to go off topic here, but I was watching Jones throughout the week in the background. I want to say it's Temple where you can hear Duel of the Fates in the background. You know, I'm like, I never noticed that before, but I'm gonna watch it again. I'll find the exact timing, and I'm like, wow. I don't remember where it was. I was like, holy shit!
I think it's when they're over the edge trying to look down, and they were in the chant and listening.
Maybe,
But
since it was in the background, everything was going. I'm all Jones is on. That's really weird because you just catch it and you know what it is. Yeah.
I'm telling you, you guys are all gonna be pissed off when it happens. And my theory happens, and everybody's gonna be like,
I'm with
holy
you, Ernie.
Shit, Ernie was right.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
As big as an Indiana Jones fan I am, if we hear the
Me
carbonite
too.
freezing thing
I'm
at the
telling
end
you.
of Indy 5, I don't know why, but I would like, hell yeah, that's awesome. Like, you know what I mean? I know it should be a separate standalone thing, but I would like that was and that was Han Solo's fever dream the whole time, thinking he was an archaeologist on Tatooine on Earth. And I don't know why this fits, man.
It would be fun if he finds something and they call it carbonite. Like when he discovers something and that's what it's made out of.
What the Dial of Destiny is made out of.
Right.
Yeah.
Rick Jones, Zillo Beast versus Mech. This is what I think I even said this in our chat kind of stuff. It was like, this is another Zillo Beast episode where we're not going to get resolution. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, they shut it down at the end and stuff, but again, origins. I think the technology origins that matters. You know what's going on here. Zillo Beast was hauled off for its technology, for its armor. We never got anything about it ever again. That was it, and we speculated. You know,
they were gonna clone it, they were gonna do stuff, and that's coming up, man. That's coming up in Ahsoka or Mando 4. That's coming.
You know
up.
what? I wouldn't mind it if it did come. Like I said,
Could you imagine a live action Zillo Beast?
Oh my goodness,
all
dude.
over it.
Oh my goodness, that's what we need. We need these big,
It got. Sometimes it's hard.
Maybe it's the armor of the Zillo Beast that they're trying to upgrade Stormtrooper armor with it. Who knows? Because it didn't work.
We kind of speculated the armor for the Death Star. We speculated for the cloning, for all kinds of stuff. And it just was it was like a 3-part arc too in Clone Wars, the Zillo Beast, right? Or something like that. And it was like just hauled away, and that was it.
And it was a
The
good
Emperor
story,
needs it.
too.
Okay.
All right. Hey, we should do a game walkthrough on this. How are the slides all kind of in order of how
Oh,
this
yeah.
video game played out?
Because video
this,
game wise?
this was the most video gamey episode I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, it was
complete with secret entrances.
You just start naming things. I'll see if I can figure out.
All right, watch this. Complete with secret entrances.
I'm not there yet. I failed.
You know, entrances that are kept hidden. Away from
puzzle.
things.
This is a puzzle boss.
And it's just
secret entrances. Okay.
Oh, there's a secret entrance that they had to break some things, and they even called it out as a secret entrance.
Yeah.
All right, get out of my face. Right. What was the next one?
I think that's the Lord of the Rings reference, right? Sabersmith, if I'm not mistaken, that's what you're referring to, the Lord of the Rings reference.
Say friend and enter. Melon.
So that's annoying, but okay, we got it. We're good with the secret entrance. And what was the next one we had to do when we walked in?
They had the puzzle on the inside that they had to line up all the
the puzzle. They had to move the shapes around, which is a very, very common video game thing. Of course, right?
God of War.
This is Zelda 101 right here.
And
well, not only that, but the blue is really Tron. I was writing good job programs.
Which is funny because I was having trouble seeing because I had just kind of woken up and put this on, and I saw that as the old bat symbol for so going through. Every time I saw it,
I see it now.
Oh my goodness.
It bugged me when it wasn't.
What do you want?
Now, that unleashed the monster, right? Or did the monster attack them first?
I think the monster attacked them
first.
Yeah, I think at first.
Well, because before they found the
Tomb
color
Raider.
like this, right? They did it regular, and it opened up the door for the monster.
Right.
Then Omega figuring out she had a tool, so we had this like a video game where you had to fight an alien beast.
Yeah.
Hello, bingo card.
Right.
And,
Yes.
Right. Because we did the puzzle wrong, and they kept calling them puzzles. And then she figured
Jack
out.
would have figured that out before Omega.
Well, she happened to look. No, Omega. Oh, come on now.
Yeah.
She just happened to look in the direction and say, "Oh, I know what that is."
Oh no! Oh no! Omega is the brains of this outfit.
Right.
And then so Omega looks through the compass and figures out that she can see the other ones and line them up differently. So that worked out really well. The smart thing on the lantern was kind of cool too. I mean, that was that kind of stuff was neat. I dug how they did this. I like it. Is it video gamey? Yes, it works for this show. I get it. I'm just kind of clowning on it because how obvious video gamey it is. It's not that it's bad.
Whenever they put the thing on the lantern and illuminated the whole room so they could see everything that was going on.
Yeah, I thought that was dope. Oh, what was with the other emo type droid, huh? They're going into the trash
can with legs?
straight can, or even a 12-ounce Coke. It's
They're really pushing the envelope, aren't they?
Or it's the one where Dexter would put his bodies in after he would cut them up, type of thing.
B2 Cola.
Yeah, they're not very creative on the droids. It's kind of weird. But anyway, that was kind of cool right there. Dug that. So then what was the next puzzle? The circular room, the hallway?
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I could figure that one out. That's number 13. There we go. This.
So then we got Captain Omega over here, obvious, talking about, not even obvious. There's got to be some way we have to walk on the ceiling.
Right.
Like, stop. Get out of here. But she figures it out again, using the compass and getting through. She is the smartest kid on the block, no doubt.
Yeah.
Using the key here. Now the trick here is the key stays.
Right.
Right, or the compass stays.
Right.
So,
very video game also. You use the item and you lose the item.
Yes, and the way Fee said it served its purpose.
Right.
Oh man. Yes, very gamey. Again,
Chester Copperpot.
Yeah, it doesn't make the episode bad in itself. It's just so super obvious it's sickening.
That's
But
right.
it-
They lost the key in the Goonies too. See.
Yeah.
Chester
It's very
Copperpot.
escape room.
Guys.
You know, if you go to an escape room, you do the same thing. You get an item, you use the item, you leave the item behind. It has served its purpose.
Yes, exactly.
You know, all the stuff you're going through, this is what I enjoyed about that. Like, that made me kind of enjoy it was the puzzle thing and the Indiana Jones kind of
And
stuff.
I'm saying I'm clowning it because it's so obvious, but it didn't make it bad at all. Again,
No.
You're right. That's the most fun stuff. It was the most Indiana Jones adventure type stuff.
Right.
I liked it.
But the next one annoyed me because sometimes a door is just a door. I'm like, oh, come on.
I love that too, because sometimes in a video game you walk up and it's just green. You hit hold square or hit circle and you're in, and that's totally right. Sometimes you don't have to do a puzzle. And you're just like, oh, thank God.
Right.
But then it screws you up because then I found what I was looking for, right? Which is the USB port. And,
Yeah.
they pull out the stick, which was again very Indiana Jonesy, right? There's going to be something wrong when you move this,
of course.
And she didn't think twice about bringing a backpack to put in its place or anything. So the problem was it was easy to get in here because nobody should move this. Right. That's the key to that. That's why you get an easy entrance into the main thing, because no idiot would dare move this and activate Dialga.
Right.
So what I did think was neat was this whole time they were inside Dialga and it looked all old and like they were excavating, like they were in a tomb or something, right? Mm-hmm. And when it turned on, it's like you're inside Camino. Like everything went bright white and cool, and the lighting around it went kind of world between worlds type light. It's just very neat how the tech changed. Everything inside didn't feel old tomb like earth like you were even in a building. Now you feel like you're in space type of shit.
Yeah,
you know? It was cool.
Yeah,
good transition.
I like that.
Neat creature too.
Yeah, no, it was
very cool looking. Yeah. The thing about this though too is that she explained that this was way before Jedi, way before something. So what is this?
That's where I was trying to like hoping, like, you know, like I said, it was the Ricotta technology first that kind of brought the Star Wars world together, you know. But yeah, way older than this and older than that. That's where I was like, yeah, this is what we need. We need this kind of lore.
Yeah,
you know.
If they,
I don't know about in Bad Batch, but yeah,
right. And to your point, let's get on this a little bit. You know, let's not end it here. And if you're gonna go this route and talk about things older, you know what? That's got to be what it is, man. It's got to be between the stuff going on in that game and the stuff right here. They've got to be leading up to something in the way past. Like we've been wanting it. You know.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Why not?
Like I said, I don't think it's a throwaway. I don't think this is something where he does. Oh, that was just whatever. I'll never come back to it. I think this is gonna be in our theory crafting when we start kind of putting some, pieces together. I'm hoping too.
Right.
You know?
Oh, and I forgot to mention when activating this, this is the main boss of the game too.
Yeah, this is the main boss of the game.
We do.
Well, but you've got to get through the minor boss to take down the big boss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before it destroys your ship, right?
Get through the minion, right, and then get to the main one. This one's protecting its XP.
But I love the fact that you sent over 2 slides here, and it's the next 2, and one of them is a nice conversation between Omega and Hunter there, and the next frame is just Hunter having the life sucked right out of him. He's just like, is this really my life now? Is this what it's come
to? Since the beginning of this episode, Hunter was defeated, man. Like he really was. Man.
And look at her smiling, just sucking the life right out of him.
That's fantastic.
She is so horrible. You know which part of it
I fought this war, and now I'm following a child. She's trying to actively kill us all.
Yeah, because as these guys are talking about not doing it, she again jumps up, grabs the compass, and says, "Let's go."
Yeah,
and just takes off. And I'm like, I hate this kid so much.
And she gives Hunter the speech of, "Come on, let's do it." And Hunter gives in.
But we have to.
I know, right? Because it's fun.
Do we though?
Do we though? She made it seem like they have nothing better else to do and just go on this adventure in a distant world. I have a hard time going down the street to the grocery store. Like they're gonna jump planets right now and do this. So I
got to deal with Highway 18.
I mean, I'm sitting there going, I'm comfortable in Sid's little area here. Why I don't want to get out and do this, whatever, because you found something in a junkyard by happenstance. Just happened to come across this little item.
Yeah, you know what? And she's the smartest thing in the whole show. But she finds all these random things in a glove compartment that nobody wants.
Yeah.
Right? And it just happens to be this compass to a hidden planet of an ancient monster to a Pokemon / Jedi /
exactly.
It was just so damn. Yeah.
How convenient was it that Fee just happened to be there and know exactly what everything was?
It was so lucky.
I don't know.
I had to just sit back and like it, like you say. You have to just let some things go and
just let it go, man. I got
to search for the cool stuff that we need. But the thing is, I think they gave us some cool stuff. I don't know if they're ever going to follow through. We need an art of book or a behind the character book or a creature book.
100%, dude.
To kind of go through this.
100% on that. And again, after I watched this, I went to bed. I'm just like, please don't just let this go. Please don't just let this be a filler. I don't think we're at that point, and and the Bad Batch to have like a filler episode like this. You know what I mean? Just for a throwaway.
Now here's something else that might be for discussion. I find it weird that there is a lot of stuff in the lore. I mean, I got that atlas couple weeks back, right? And there are hundreds of planets and systems and everything. Yet everything they mentioned today, none of it was in any of that book ever. Any kind of legends
it's
or
brand new.
It's like why don't you pull from sources that you have just so it matters? I mean, you just keep making up new ones. It's like that's going to be at some point. You've already got hundreds.
Right.
It's
right.
Why keep adding on to it?
We're going to be the first people to see them all.
Right.
Yeah.
It just, yeah,
you're right.
I just feel like they're trying to make everything Disney before it can be like official now, right? Like I feel that with the main characters too. Like until they put him out Disney-fied, like Luke wasn't Disney until they put him in the Mando, right? That kind of thing. That's how I feel like until they give him his own side bit, not the sequel trilogy.
Well, they reinvented Boba Fett.
Yeah, and they make it theirs. I don't know. I just feel like now that they're here, they're like, don't use those planets, use some new ones, and just make them Disney.
Right.
So,
you're
right on that.
That was the George Lucas days. Now let's go.
Yeah, we're in a new galaxy now. That's why they're going to new space, not even the unknown regions and stuff. They're going straight. They created a whole new part of the galaxy.
Yeah. I know. I get what you're saying there, and that's a little depressing to me. I mean, it's depressing and exciting at the same time because when we did get new movies for even in the Lucas era days, even in EU, we were excited about new planets, new spaceships, new troopers, all that stuff. But you're right, like with like the source material that we have, it's so vast right now that you don't need to invent anything. You can go to a planet that was mentioned. You can go to things and put this on something familiar,
And what
this could have been on like Dantooine or something like that. It could have been it could have been anywhere because I mean we've only been on Dantooine in a 3-minute animated series. No, wait, we were the Saw Gerrera's from Dantooine, isn't he?
Onderon.
It could have been there because I mean his plan was
Onderon.
Onderon. I'm sorry. So Dantooine. We were only on Dantooine for like 3 minutes. So why not?
Something familiar.
Because it does kind of suck when you're looking when you're a real God, we're nerds. When you're watching the show and you're like, oh, let me see where it's at. If you do see it, it's cool because then you can kind of place where they're at compared to everybody else. This is that part of the galaxy and they're going here, but you can't play that kind of thing nerding out for the show or just in the living room because I'm a dork. Figuring out where everything's going.
That's why I was so happy whenever they brought in both Tython and Ossus. Even though they didn't name Ossus, it was nice to see that that's the planet Luke has built his Jedi Academy on. And, Tython is the origin of the Jedi. That was the first Jedi world. That's really cool. And why not?
Just like Starkiller base was Ilum. Yeah. We found out that was Ilum, and we went to Ilum and Clone Wars. And those are the things that we look for, it could be new to everybody else, but
so it's cool to do new things once in a while, but it seems like they're always doing new things. They'll give us Camino to destroy it, and then they're going to build up another planet to deal with. This planet's fine.
That's true. I don't like to look at it that way because then it's like because there's a lot of
and I come on every show. Let's be really positive today.
And by the most part, you were. I'm actually really surprised at how positive you were. So,
we're talking about the tropes and the Bad Batch, and that kind of nails our bingo sheet. So Scott, why don't you go ahead and pull up our bingo sheet and see, and just kind of we'll go over everybody who's playing along in our Patreons, and if you want to play, it's never too late. Join the Patreon and get a bingo sheet and play along with us too. But
that's right.
We have these awesome Bad Batch tropes that could spell bingo for you. So Scott, take it away.
Grab your bingo cards, ladies and gentlemen. It is time to play Bad Batch bingo.
We don't have a transition for that, so
we don't. Sorry, this is all you get. You get me acting like an idiot. So here is the generic.
Get that for free. Don't need to.
I know, right? Every week, Wednesdays at 8 p.m., you get me acting like an idiot, even without this. Here we go. The bingo card we had, and we're just looking for a straight bingo, just a straight line, everybody. So we had a couple of narrow escape scenes. Unfortunately, you only get to claim one of them.
Yes.
Omega shows how incredible her aim is. with her little bow and arrow. She did that several times.
Yeah.
Shoot the window! Shoot the window! Pew, pew, pew. Alien creature attacks. We had that sucker hitting twice.
Yep. Wrecker hits something and Wrecker's confused. No, I mean, because he looks confused in every episode. I mean, I would just kind of like.
I tried to. Does he ever go, huh? Like, I don't think he did that this episode.
Right.
And he didn't. Did he hit something? Yeah, he did hit something. So
I mean, he fought the creature, but
yeah.
That'll count. Something. So we'll add Wrecker hit something in there.
Okay.
Also, we have a vintage action figure appearance.
We do. Hammerhead again.
Hammerhead. Hammerhead seems to be the go-to in this series.
Yeah.
So, let me see. We also have Omega doesn't listen. Because, I mean, when does she ever really listen?
Right. Even Omega tells someone what to do is grabbing the thing and saying, let's go. And everybody just freaking listens.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We have, and it's not of their own accord, but the crew did split up. So we're going to go ahead and let that one ride.
And miraculously, the three figured their way out through this horrible maze, but without the compass or help or any. I hate it. Yeah.
That's
stupid episode.
And of course, we have Omega outsmarting someone by playing games with Wrecker at the beginning. I mean, how is that really going to end? Do we know that Omega is going to outsmart Wrecker every time. So we have that is our bingo. So we've got narrow escape scene. Omega shows incredible aim. Alien creature attacks. Vintage figure appearance. Omega doesn't listen. Wrecker hits something. Crew splits up, and Omega outsmarts someone. So you have
mission goes bad.
Oh, mission goes bad. There we go.
That always happens. It never goes well.
That should be center square because that's always a thing.
Yeah. Well, Omega doesn't listen is the center square.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's why I put it there.
So there we go. So we've got, what is that? 10 options now. You can hit a bingo. Somebody's got to get a bingo. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
No,
those will also be on our Patreon account. If you guys want to go on to Patreon, check it out and double check your bingo scores. Just put bingo in one of the comments down below, and I will make sure that you got it.
And you guys are playing for a prize at the end of the Bad Batch season. So
don't ask what it is.
Yeah, it's something.
It's awesome.
We're working on it.
No, it's awesome. We know what it is.
It's so funny. I was looking at that.
We're just not going to tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, we're sending Joey to your house. Joey's going to come to your house, and he is going to
massage your neck.
He's going to wrestle you.
Yeah. It was funny that you said that Hunter smiles but should be upset, right? I was thinking like reverse that this episode. Hunter's upset but should be smiling.
Yeah, that's hilarious that he's actually grumpy at her. Like actually he's tired of her crap, dude.
And it's a matter of a split second change in the scene too, because
that boink,
and then the camera pans up. Oh god, this is my life.
You know what makes that great is it's not like it's some actor that we just caught mid.
Yeah, I know, right?
An animator made that. It's just like it has to be on purpose.
This
is for you, Sarlacc crew.
Yeah, there's no
you see Tech in the background looking right at him.
Yeah.
Look at Tech.
They do it's just funny. Oh yeah, his eyes are cocked over at him. Everybody, yeah.
This is your fault why we're here.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't say no.
I told you not to bring her along.
That's funny, but
that was episode 1.
Yeah, so we're 5 episodes into the Bad Batch, guys. But more exciting, we're 35 days away from Mando season 3.
That is more exciting.
35 days. I just want to put it out there too, like we're to celebrate the Mandalorian launch, the season 3 that we do in the past. We've always lined up to do a Star Wars movie or whatnot, and like for like 16 hours and just geek out. For Andor, we did a live stream, and we just it was not a set time. We started early, and we just acted like we were in line waiting for the premiere of that of a series. So Mandalorian season 3, no exception. We are going to do that again. So I think on the 27th of February, which is a Monday, we are going to go live and just stand in line and talk and wait till, it's going to be our little hangout before Mandalorian season 3. So mark your calendars. to join us that day. More details to come as far as like when, what time, and all that stuff. But that should be fun.
Our final theory craft before it breaks.
Yeah, like we always, it's always fun to do that, right?
It devolves into conversations about freaking weird science and the Breakfast Club and all that anyway. So
it really
just
does.
join up. We're gonna chat about it all.
All of it happens.
Maybe we'll together. Maybe we'll finally do our Willow breakdown during the live stream.
All right, now I'm not. I haven't. That'll force me to watch it. Okay.
Last one was Three's Company. Isn't that what happened?
It did go into Three's Company. Yeah, absolutely.
That was the one.
And of course, we will invite people on too. So it's it's just another reason to join our Starlight Central Facebook, because you can contact us through there, and we will send you a link to join us for as much time as you want to kind of just nerd out and just hang out. Like that's what we do. Our line talks are standing in front of the movie theater waiting for Star Wars or any other movies that we've done in the past, and just kind of like enjoy nerd talk and theory crafting, and it goes all over the place. So I wanted to throw that out there because I think we're winding down on this. We're not going to go long today, but
can we finally talk about Peacemaker with you? Will you finally finish it?
I will make it a point to be caught up.
No, he won't.
I wrote it down. If I write it down, that's what
if he writes it down, it means he's gonna think about it.
It's a totally maybe.
I'm gonna say finish Peacemaker. Maker, Maker. Okay,
I wrote it down. Pacemaker. So now he thinks he has a cardiologist appointment. He's never gonna watch it.
So what day?
Finish Pacemaker. Am I 3D printing a pacemaker? I forgot. I know it's.
Oh my god, this could be a whole TV series. So Marco wakes up with amnesia, doesn't know what's going on, but sees this exactly that of Finish Pacemaker, and he's got all these 3D printers with just plastic all around, like. What am I doing?
Somebody ordered a pacemaker. I've got to finish this.
No,
I have to finish it.
You think
life
it's yours.
Depends on it.
You think it's for you.
That's hilarious, dude. But yeah, I will make it a point so that could be in our talk, And I know someone in the comments earlier was mentioning Last of Us. Of that, I've heard that is really good. So when we those episodes that we do, these like an open line talk, is perfect to get it all in and everything. Again, join us in the pit. It's gonna be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. So 35 days for Mando season 3. That's just gonna be so good. To key art aside, the series is gonna be good.
I'm not doing it. I'm not going to get all excited about it, because what's going to happen is they're going to put out the first okay, here's the first thing. If they put out multiple episodes, we know the first one's going to be slow. Right?
Yes.
That's automatic. Usually, so that's how much faith they'll have in it. So I guess that's going to tell us a lot when we see the release schedule.
If you take into consideration the Mandalorian season 1 and 2 opening episodes were both freaking epic.
Yeah.
We had.
There's only 8 though.
Yeah,
there's only 8 episodes.
You're right. I have a lot of faith in Mandalorian. I don't know why I think I'm just worried about all the hype from Fett. I'm still. I still.
Fett was still good though. I'm just saying, like, besides Boba Fett himself and
it's better. It's better on rewatch. Yeah. Sure.
It's not bad at all. I don't hate it. I really don't. Like, I think about it a lot. I really think about Boba Fett a lot.
That one, you know what that one is? It's playing with your action figures, right? When you're a kid. And the moped gang are your sister's toys that you grab from her room just to have some extra fillers.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's what it is. So that's what they were doing here. He's like, I don't have
For some
anybody
reason,
else.
Barbie showed up on Tatooine, and
Gem and the hologram. They came right over.
Because your mom
right
had to go to the
bikes,
grocery store.
Whoosh.
Your mom had to go to the grocery store in the middle of your story playtime that you're building this world.
Yeah,
and your sister brought Barbie, and that's why she showed up with.
See, you put Joey to sleep. Look at him. Joey's sleeping because he can't take it.
That's what Robert Rodriguez did. He went straight into his childhood, and that's what happened. And he did it, and I accept that.
Truly outrageous.
I think. I think honestly, I mean, it's always nervous to boast about something that we don't know very little over a trailer and all that stuff. But I have faith in Mandalorian is on the right track, and it's done great the first 2 seasons. Like to me, I think the second season is better than the first, and I'm hoping that the third one's gonna be better than the second.
Yeah, I'm just kidding about the not getting hyped. I'm hyped. I just can't. I'm just.
I know you are. Yeah,
I'm trying to play it cool. Okay, come on.
One
of us has to.
Yeah. One of us has to.
Joey's out of his damn chair all the time, excited about it. I can't keep him down. right? You gotta.
But yeah, so yeah, guys. So I mean, with the Skeleton Crew finished wrapping, I'm confident, again, in my little world, I'm confident that we'll see that this year too. I know it's on the slate, but you never know, right? You never know when things are.
Yeah, Mando was going to be in December, right? And
it
then
was,
bumped
it, and like I said, I'm assuming Ahsoka this summer. I'm assuming
I think
a
Ahsoka's
Skeleton
next
Crew.
in line, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming, right? Like Ahsoka summertime, and then Skeleton Crew in November, December of this year. That's what I'm.
Then they're gonna sneak out Boba Fett 2 in there somewhere.
Forgot about the Acolyte. Yeah. What if do you think the Acolyte's before Skeleton Crew?
No. I think Acolyte's after Skeleton Crew. Yeah, I think it's next year.
Yeah,
and because Acolyte finished filming first. I know it's like scheduling. They finished.
Think
earlier.
of Andor, man. Andor finished a long time ago, and we still have Andor season 2 to lump in there somewhere.
I figure you'd want to get this set of Mandoverse shows out real quick, right? Like have Bad Batch, the Mandoverse, then come with the Acolyte, just so you don't have them mixed and confusing things, right? You throw Acolyte in the middle of a bunch of Mandoverse episodes, like the other ones.
Yeah, because you're going a whole different era, right? You're like, I would like to start off a year with something new like that. That would be that would make more sense. All right, cool. Well,
we've been all over the place this past year with, we had Book of Boba Fett, and then we had Obi-Wan and Andor, and I mean, we're back and forth all over the place in the timeline. Then
Obi-Wan and Andor are pretty close, but you're right about Fett. It's just, but his flashbacks are original trilogy. It's such a mess. I don't know. It's ugly. I don't even.
And then we go to a new planet with a new kaiju, and it's
and what happens if you add time travel to that mess, right?
This is why we don't. So.
Every once in a while, I have that disclaimer out there for Disney when they're listening. Just no.
Yeah.
I think Gordon says we need a breakdown episode of how we think Mando 3 is going to go, predictions and hopes. I think that is what we're talking about for our big live stream.
Oh, sure.
Before the drop.
We did that, episode. But we also, we delved pretty heavy in last week when we broke down the trailer and what we saw and how we think the season 3 is going to go too.
I think the Wednesday before even the Monday right there is probably going to be our big what are we going to want to see? What are we going to be disappointed in? What's probably going to happen?
Yeah. Let's see. Matt Logic. So anyone catch the nod to the Broncos, the Legend of Elway? Is that what Fee said?
Well, since it was, what's funny is it's spelled Ley. So I went to Kingdom of Elways to see about, is that something I'm missing from old legends? And it came up nothing but John Elway. Nothing but his car dealerships and restaurants and everything else trying to. That's it.
So that's John Elway's legend.
Nothing. Dude, swear to God, nothing about football. You type in Kingdom of Elways, nothing but restaurants and.
My mind went immediately to the Dread Pirate Roberts. I didn't think of Carrie Elways. I didn't think John Elway at all. So I was like, nodding to Carrie Elways. How weird is that?
Yeah, none of it. None of the planets there were nothing matched.
That's funny. All right, guys. Well, I think we'll just wrap it up and then wait till next week and see if something exciting happens in Bad Batch. And,
we had a kaiju. It was exciting. It was neat. Exciting. It's just like the puzzles were fun. The Indiana Jones stuff was fun. The music, the fact that it played.
I hear you. I hear you.
It's so funny. You came on wanting to like the episode. I was pre-mad at it before I watched the episode. Yet here you come on. There's a lot of good stuff here.
Now I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Now you hate it. You're like completely against this episode. And it wasn't that bad.
It was just it was like so stupid on some of the points that it's like
There was. Oh, that's a great point, Saber Smith. You know what? That's something that got thought about many, many times. This could have been a Hondo episode.
There you go. Sorry. For our audio listeners, Fee is our link to Hondo.
This could have been a Hondo episode. Even what she said, I find it like liberating antiquities. Right?
Yeah.
That's such a Hondo line.
It is.
I had that written down as a Hondo line.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt.
That would have made the episode a lot better because if Hondo's insulting the Bad Batch, it just doesn't bother me.
He insults everybody. It's
exactly. At the same time, everybody's also his best friend. Hello, my friends.
Yeah, for a minute. We were friends. I think we were friends.
Yeah,
I love him. We need Hondo back soon. Like that's a character where you can put him in anything and have him just be that character that kind of touches them all, because he always did, right? It's like he'll be, and he knows everybody from the past. So how cool would that be to link him up, Ahsoka and Luke somehow?
And he lives all the way to Galaxy's
100%.
Edge, so he's around during the First Order time,
and he knows Chewbacca because he's got the Falcon, and I mean he knows Han and. Oh yeah, remember that book, the pirate book with him? The little kids book was such a great little story.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nope.
Tangent.
Cool. No, again, let's catch back up next week, guys. Same bat time, same bat channel. How about that? And while we delve into more Bad Batch and other Star Wars news, but if you guys don't have anything further, I think we'll get out of here.
Why didn't you say same batch time, same batch channel? That'd have been way more clever,
dude.
Well. Maybe I did, and because I always mess up words, I.
Oh, he's right. That's what he said. He was just
right.
That's right.
Exactly. So, go with it.
All of a sudden, I want to see the animated opening to the Batman, just done with the Bad Batch characters.
Same batch time, same batch. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I suck. You win. All right. If you guys have nothing. If you guys have nothing left, I'm going to kick it over to Ernie. I do want to say thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Thank you for the pit. Thank you for our Patreons. And we'll see you. We'll do this again. So, Ernie, go ahead and kick us out of here.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. For those showing up late, come back, watch the replay. For those part of the replay crew, thank you very much. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications bell, and hit all so you don't miss when we're on, because we got some great content on here, just like all those lineups that we were talking, toy reviews, and much, much more. So come on, till next week. Go check out all that old content and hit the thumbs up there too. Share it with your friends. Come back here. Same batch time, same batch channel. And you can
glad I thought of that.
Out. Yes, that was all Moocher's idea. We are on all social medias, especially TikTok with 1 Minute Toy Reviews, Twitter, Instagram. And if you like 24/7 Star Wars talk, be sure and join our Star Wars Facebook Sarlacc Digest Central, where it's like 24/7 Star Wars talk over there. Yeah. So hop on in. Lots of good jokes sometimes too.
Yeah. A lot of good memes going on, and toy sales too. If you guys are into the collecting, a lot of people post about like links to current Star Wars stuff that's going on too. So it's very helpful.
Yeah.
And speaking of toys, we'd like to thank our sponsor tonight, Tosche Station Emporium, for all your figure stand needs, from Star Wars to G.I. Joe Classified, to 3 3/4 figures, to the brand new turtle stands that were just dropped right there with the brand new NECA Ronin turtle that they're showing off. But there's news of something really cool coming up in the future. Check the latest post on Tosche Station Emporium for a little preview.
What's that up there?
Look at that right there.
What is Moocher fingering?
I don't know.
I'm fingering something.
Whoa.
Figure that out for a special
show.
gift by next episode. And we will see you guys later. Thanks.
Okay. Also, if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. And I was stalling, Ernie. Hopefully that you were getting that.
What?
Wampa stomp that like button, guys. Wampa stomp it.
I said it at the beginning.
Man,
you did. No, you did. I was trying to find the button. But yeah, if you haven't, drop us a like, drop us a comment after the episode is dropped too, and tell a friend, of course. And I know Ernie said all that stuff, but I think
Wampa stomp.
Mickey stopped because that's what he does to the guests at the park. Get out of my way.
Whoa.
All right, guys. With that,
remain
Scott.
seated, please.
Terminator Sentados. Keep it nerdy.
Por favor.
Cinnamon.